What is up, world? You are in tune to We Are DC4L. We are Dallas Cowboys for Life on the Cowboys Global Cast, FFSN. And of course, you got your usual suspects, myself and Tom. What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired. I'm tired. All the lead up to the draft, goodness, 5 or 6 hours. I mean, it was 4 hours, like in terms of TV time, with the draft yesterday. There was time spent before, time spent after, and then more today. I'm tired, man, but I'm excited too. I'm
Yeah,
excited too.
man, definitely. And I'm excited like this.
Mozzie Smith.
Let's go, man! Let's go! Danu! Yo!
Hey man, I'm telling you, I am super excited to see my star, the star of my football team, be that
Yeah,
excited about a guy that we got in the first round, Mozzie Smith. And we talked
right.
about that pick yesterday. But it's like we got the ripple effects from that pick today, though,
Well
right?
said. Yep.
Because we're gonna end up talking about a pick that we got, in the third round that I think is just a reflection of that pick. So we said yesterday that Mozzie Smith keeps all the linebackers clean. And Lord forbid that he starts catching double teams. He starts catching double teams, and you have to double team that guy, or he starts getting pushed in the middle. Oh man, the stunts that Dan Quinn is gonna do. I said earlier, man, Dan Quinn is a guy who knows what to do with his tools. He order a tool, he order a chainsaw or a circle saw. This man is gonna build a heckified treehouse. What you think about this, bro? What do you think about this pick and what we're talking about with Mozzie Smith, real quick?
Man, I mean, like you're kind of blowing me away with your analysis. I don't know if I really have anything. I don't. You should have let me go first. Like I don't know how to follow that up. Goodness. No, I mean, like I think you're exactly right. I think it's like we kind of had two choices. I feel like so it's like we saw last year. We kind of have a problem stopping the run, right? Like we do not have a problem stopping the pass. We don't have a problem getting to the quarterback. We don't have a problem covering. We got problems stopping the run, and it seems like you can kind of solve that two ways, or at least as the problem manifests itself on our defense. There's two ways to solve that, and that's either you get a middle linebacker and maybe a middle linebacker and an outside linebacker that are hitters, that are block shedders, or or you go out and get a Mozzie Smith like type guy that can keep the linebackers clean. If you come into this draft saying we're going to try and sort of go the former route, well, I mean, I think it's Jack Campbell and like nobody else. I don't think that they're just college doesn't really produce linebackers in that mold like very often, right? It's
They
just
have to
like
pass
there's not a
cover,
lot of
and
guys. Yeah, there's not a lot of guys
yeah,
that can do that, and so like you see more in the mold of Dorian. Dorian Williams? Is that the Tulane linebacker that went after like
yeah,
DeMarvion Overshown?
yeah,
I think it's Dorian Williams. I think that's who it is. Guys like Diane Henley, guys that are smaller, and like they would not. We didn't have any flexibility when it came to drafting linebackers. Really coming into this draft is like you got to be able to take on and shed blockers because we don't have anybody keeping you clean. Well, Mozzie Smith does that now, so now everyone's on the table, and now somebody like DeMarvion Overshown at 90 makes sense. I mean, I don't think he's not Micah Parsons, but like I just feel like that's a really good pick. I feel like he's going to come in and make an impact. He's super fast. We don't blitz a ton from the linebacker spot, but when you ask somebody to do it, he's going to be the guy to do it, and he's going to be super effective at doing that. He's really good in coverage. I mean, this is a guy when he started at Texas, when he first came into college, he was playing safety, right? Like he didn't move to
yeah,
linebacker until second or third year, right? So
yeah.
this dude knows how to cover. That's a good pick. Yeah, I mean, I feel you said it super well. This is a ripple effect. This is downstream of the Mozzie Smith pick. I think they knew once they knew that they were getting Mozzie. I think that they knew exactly what that meant, what that unlocked in terms of what they can do. At the linebacker spot later in the draft, and I think they did that.
And the other thing is Damone Clark is your block shedder. He's your guy who is a traditional middle linebacker, and he plays that outside linebacker position, right? You can get Overshown now to play that position. So when we are pass blitzing and we are sending a linebacker, he's gonna get there. He's gonna get home. While Damone Clark may not
Yeah,
possess his foot speed, right? So and that's who we took at the 90th pick. But we're kind of, we kind of jumped over our
yeah.
pick at 58. And when they asked me, how I felt about the pick, this was, I basically had, some tears that I was shedding at first. I was shedding tears at first because, I was looking at it, we know his brother played for the Longhorns. And, you know, uh, I'm thinking to myself, Schoonamaker, first of all, he was top 10. He was top 10 tight end. So he was, I think he was 7 before the season started.
And
And,
he may have been higher on the Cowboys board.
yeah.
We don't know.
And so here's my thought process. I think this definitely shows we're running 12 formation. It definitely shows that we're going to come out of that 12 a lot, right? Because if you need another tight end, that means you're going to be running 3 tight end sets a lot. And I like it because I've always said that Dakota is a play action quarterback. He is great when you got him in the play action. He will
Yep.
smoke you from the play action. You know what I'm saying? He's all right from the shotgun, but he is deadly under center. So definitely when I think about this, man, I think it could work. I'm kind of 50-50 on the pick. I'm not as excited. I'm not doing this at all. I'm not I'm not definitely Ric Flair wooing about this, but I will say um, it looks like it's tipping. It's kind of tipping the scale, showing what we're gonna do. A lot this year in 12 formation. What do you think about the Shoemaker pick?
Yeah. So, well, I want to touch real quick on the 12 personnel thing. So I think it means that we can. I definitely. So it means that we can more effectively run 12 personnel, and because we
Right.
can do it more effectively, I think it means we'll do it more. Um, I think that they were pretty much. I think their attitude in the second and third round
Mm-hmm.
was, if we see a receiver, I mean, so just backing up a little bit. Dak, right? Like Dak's super good out of 12 personnel, but he's really good at an 11 personnel too when you got receivers getting open. When you have at least a couple of guys getting open. So I think in the second round, if there had been a receiver that they had really liked, one where
Mm-hmm.
they could say, "Hey, if Gallup comes back and is close to what he was, or he's not, and we think we can slide this other guy in and keep running 11." If they saw somebody like that in the second round, then I could see them having done that as well. But I don't really think that I don't think that I don't think there was anybody that they liked in that role or that they trusted in that role. So I think then it becomes, all right, we can run a ton of 11 as long as Michael Gallup is healthy, and close to what he was 2 seasons ago. Or if that doesn't work out, then we can run more 12. Um, and I think they'll be able to. I think they'll be able to do that well. And I mean, I know we like Peyton Hendershot, and I think what I like the most about him is that we didn't. I mean, he was an undrafted free agent, right? Like anything he gives us is icing, right?
Icing. Yeah.
And if you're getting, in terms of undrafted, free agent tight ends, I'd rather than be able to catch passes than make blocks. And I know we talk on here a lot that we want our tight ends to be able to do both things. But if it's an undrafted guy and they can only do one thing and they're going to be your third tight end, I want them. I want them to be able to catch passes for sure. But Schoonmaker, I'm not even sure how to pronounce his name, to be honest.
Shoemaker.
I think they decided we need to get a tight end. And it's sort of like, I mean, I'm not trying to compare, drafting in the actual NFL draft to like what you do when you're going to draft your team in fantasy. But it's like Travis Kelce, there's a reason that he goes super high in drafts. And it's not because he scores as many points as quarterbacks or scores as many points as the best running backs. It's because there are tiers, right? And it's like there's 2 or 3 guys. And if you don't get one of them in fantasy, it's a steep drop off. And so that's why you got to get one early, right? And so I think the Cowboys' perspective was we have a hole that we would like to fill. We think that we need to get better at the tight end spot. And maybe, like you're saying, maybe it's that they want to run more 12 personnel. But they felt like that they needed to get better at the tight end spot. And I think that their feeling was it's about to be a steep drop off. I don't think that they had him graded as high as Dalton Kincaid or, Michael Mayer or Sam Laporta or somebody like that. But I think they had him in some tier, that's closer to that. And, you saw like Brenton Strange go a couple picks later. And I think they saw that coming and they were just like, we need to get a linebacker and we want to get a tight end. And like, we can get a linebacker now or in the third round, but we can only get a tight end right now. So it's better that maybe we just reach a little bit. Like that's just where the tight ends were going. So if you think you need to get one, that's where you get one.
I absolutely love that take, Tom. I absolutely love that take. I'm gonna be real with you. When I saw this today, it warmed my heart, man. You see,
Look at
to
that
see Dan
smile,
Quinn,
man.
yeah, to see Dan Quinn just all and all over my. I mean, you said something early, man. The whole team was there just welcoming him, man.
Yeah.
I mean, because everybody's in voluntary workouts right now, and to see the whole team, like, man, they were happy you was there. He was like a long lost brother. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely does my heart good to see him already getting in. Being endured by and like welcomed by the Cowboy Nation, man. And we welcome you here at We Are DC4L. You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow's draft is it's the end of the draft. We got everything going. Who would you like to see us get, Tom? Who would you like to see us get?
Yeah. I don't know where Voorhees is going to go, the guard out of USC.
USC.
So I don't know I'll say that I wouldn't be upset if he's a day 3 pick. I'm not saying that's a 4th rounder, that's a 5th rounder, that's a 6th. I don't know. But I think he's got a lot of upside. He's injured. The fact that he's fallen this far already, I would have thought that, there's a decent chance that he would go in the 3rd round. So maybe there's concern with his medicals, like with Darnell Washington or, like with a couple of these other guys you've seen falling. But that's a guy I would have, my eye on. I mean, I think we need to get a guard, right? Is Chandler Zavala, is he still on the board?
Zavala's still on the board.
Chandler Zavala is still on the board. That's one I wouldn't mind getting. I mean, he's better in pass protection than he is in the run game. And like, I think they'd really like to get somebody that's kind of a bulldog there and is strong, in terms of his run blocking. But I mean, still, I think Zavala would be a good pick. Roschon Johnson. I think we need to target a running back in a later round. And also, if there's a kicker there, I know it's not a sexy pick, but and who knows, maybe we feel like we can just get somebody, one of these guys, undrafted, and just sign them after the draft, whatever. Just get one. But yeah, Roschon, Chandler Zavala, that's a couple of guys I'd, maybe Andrew Voorhees, somebody like that.
Yeah, I like if we don't get on Chandler Zavala and we won't get a chance to hit him, I like Voorhees and I like Antonio Mafi, inside guards. Of course,
Yeah, I forgot about him.
I definitely love my cornerback pick late. Everybody ain't talking about Keidron Smith, but I'm talking about Keidron Smith. A.T. Perry's another place where I want to look if we can get in and get a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Now, another player that people will laugh at me for saying, but I'm finna tell you something. You need to pay attention. The guy's not half bad, and I've seen him do some good things. 6 foot kid from Maryland, Raheem Jarrett. If we need a receiver late, I think he's gonna be one that's gonna be there, right? Running back, we definitely need to address. I would love to see us get Roschon, but my secret, tell us only to Jerry and Will, and Steven. Israel Abakan, how do you say that?
I think it's Abanikanda.
Abanikanda. Israel Abanikanda. I'm going to tell you something.
I would love to say that for the next 5 years.
Woo! Hey, the film on this guy is phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. And when I say he's the steal of this draft, he's the steal of this draft. Whoever gets him is gonna get a player. 5'11", 216. You know what I'm saying? 4'4", 40. But he's a one cut guy. One cut, get up the field. He
Yeah.
broke all of Tony Dorsett. He was breaking Tony Dorsett's records at Pitt. He reminds me of Curtis Martin, another Pitt guy. I'm telling you, the guy can go, man. The guy can go. So if we don't get Roshan, that's fine. The person I got my eye on is Israel. And I would love to get Israel in the fifth round, because the fourth round I think we're going to
Yeah.
address the guard. So get Israel in fifth, and then after we address that guard, we can go ahead and get a cornerback, which I think that's when we can catch that cornerback late, and then look for a kicker. We
A
need a
kicker.
kicker. If we don't get a kicker, we can get another wide receiver. But like I said, A.T. Perry's probably gonna be gone this next round, in his fourth
Yeah.
round. So if we don't
Yeah.
get him, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
West Virginia,
Maybe Tyler Scott too. Maybe Tyler Scott. That's one that he might be there.
yeah, Tyler Scott, Raheem Jarrett, and West Virginia guy. What's his name? I gotta find his name.
Bryce
He
Wheaton was something like that. Bryce Ford Wheaton. Yeah.
Yeah, Bryce Ford Wheaton. He tested off the charts. This
Yeah.
guy tested off the charts. And I mean, his film wasn't off the charts because he's a body catcher, but he's 6'4", 221, and he ran low 40s, right? A low 40 time, right? I think it was like a 4.5, 4.4.
I'm not sure about that. I know Trey Palmer. I know he's another guy that sort of. I mean, he's not as much upside, not as polished as Jalen Hyatt. Not that Jalen Hyatt is all that polished, but Trey Palmer. Trey Palmer's a guy that out of Nebraska that you can just kind of say, go out there, and when we snap the ball, just run in that direction.
Go. Just go.
Go. He's a guy that can come in and do that. So yeah, I don't know. I think we'll definitely.
So
I think we'll definitely get a receiver tomorrow. I don't know where
Bryce
though.
Ford Wheaton, if we get him in the late round, 4.38 40.
Whoo!
4.38 40
He
at
must be
six
little.
four.
At
At 6'4".
6'4"?
At 6'4".
Yeah, I haven't. That's kind of just that's a name I see, but I
And
haven't I
I
haven't
wonder
I
if
haven't I haven't watched his
his
tape to be
production, like
honest.
I said, they called him a body catcher, but I wonder if his production was bad because he didn't have a quarterback. How much of that is you not having a quarterback? You know what I mean?
Maybe.
So definitely, man, we appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Make sure that you listen. We'll have our full draft. We'll go over our full draft and assessment and have that out tomorrow night, probably Sunday morning. You guys could catch that. But for myself, for Tom, we're gonna get out of here, man, and we'll talk to you later. We are DC4L on the FFSN Cowboys Global Network. Peace.